Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect spirits, 144,000, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, and bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adah. So, real quick lesson on the Bitcoin crash that looks like it was manipulated that took place Friday. I want to title this lesson, Insider Trading is White on White Crime. This is Esau being a thief, stealing, or white on white crime strikes again, and nobody white is calling it as such because the hypocrisy, it's wild. The amount of wickedness that Esau and his systems commit against his own people, commit against the Hebrew Israelites, and commit against the rest of the nations of the earth, and commit against the actual earth itself, herself. And yet, when everyone talks about what this system or what this man does, it's never with the same energy or with the same pointing out of the race as if, let's say a Jake, a so-called black man or Latino man kills a white woman, or gets drunk and kills a family, a white family, an Edomite family, a so-called white family. The way that people will speak about that crime or that situation, and how they will, cry out, for the Jake to be arrested, and how they'll talk smack about the rest of the tribes. They're all animals. I'm so fatigued. The fatigue is real. Oh my God. You know what I mean? I can't take it anymore. Yet, when we see Esau doing his human trafficking, which is human sacrifice and pedophilia, when we see him manipulating the markets and crashing the economy, tariffs, it's this left, it all of a sudden becomes this left-right paradigm, or just all these fucking things, man. And how people continue to see that the system that Esau has set up it just fails you over and over again, and people have this undying faith in this man's system to keep trying again and keep trying again. So check this out, man, and check out some of this stuff.
So just 30 minutes before yesterday's record-breaking crypto liquidation, a new account was opened, and this whale was placing shorts up until exactly 1 minute before Trump announced these massive tariff threats against China. And we can see it right over here. The last trade he made was at 2049 GMT, literally 30 seconds before Trump announced the 100% tariffs on all Chinese goods. And this trader closed 90% of his Bitcoin shorts and 100% of his Ethereum shorts, making over $200 million in profits in literally a couple of hours.
So somebody made $250 million in a couple of hours right before Bitcoin crashed because he was lucky, or no? That's insider trading. They understood however they manipulate the markets. This group of people knew, and there was a few of them that did this, right? And everybody else that was doing shit the normal way, they all lost all their shit. People committing suicide, all kind of shit, man.
And here's a breakdown of the entire timeline from the very beginning. So it started off at 9:40.
And the fact that you can document all this data, this also shows you that Esau, right? The higher Lucifer, the higher ups, the 1%, the in crowd of the Edomites, they're to the point where they just don't give a fuck. I mean, it's also Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai showing us who this race of people is, and how they get down against their own people, how they get down against the Israelites, and how they treat the earth and the rest of the heathen nations, because he is being exposed. We're going to get those precepts. But I mean, it's just at this point, it's the wicked, and the reason why the wicked are not in trouble as other men is because the wicked do not arrest themselves. Because the wicked is in control of all the army and the police, and the police are set up to protect the wicked and all their property and oppress the Israelites and the rest of the people on the bottom. But this is, look, you see all this information. How come nobody would investigate these people while they're going around cleaning up America? We got to arrest the immigrants. We got to arrest the migrants. We got to get the Latino gangs, and now we got to get the black gangs and the criminals and the thugs. Yet this stuff is not being dealt with. They're not going to tell you about the Epstein files. They're not going to stop the insider trading and the theft. But prophecy says what? I have made Esau bare. He shall no longer be able to hide himself. I will lift up thy skirt and show the nations thy nakedness. And that's what we are seeing with this race of people.
A.m. when crypto mysteriously began selling off, and then around an hour later, Trump posted massive Chinese tariff threats. Now, this wasn't the official tariff announcement, they were just threats at this point, and the crypto market continued to sell off. But then, at around 4:30 p.m., the trader we're talking about opened a multi-million-dollar short position, causing the market to take a dump already. But then, at around 4:50 p.m., so just 20 minutes after the trader started placing those shorts, Trump announced 100% tariffs on China, and that's where the crypto market completely crashed. And to make things even more interesting, BlackRock reportedly bought 45,000 Bitcoin worth.
So BlackRock is already $1 trillion money, the fucking conglomeration of companies ran by Amalek. The dude that you see behind him is an Amalekite. Finkelstein or whatever, I don't know what his name is, but look what they did. They knew. And they're already insanely rich, you guys. And look what they just did.
$5 billion at an average price of $105,000 per Bitcoin during the recent flash crash. And this was the absolute bottom of this crash. So what do you think? Was this whole thing really crashed? And to make things even more interesting, BlackRock reportedly bought 45,000 Bitcoin worth $5 billion.
So that's crazy.
At an average price of $105,000 per Bitcoin during the recent flash crash. And this was the absolute bottom of this crash. So what do you think?
So right when it crashed, they bought up everything at a low price so that when it goes up, they're going to make it a fucking ton of money back. They were just positioned in the right place, right time. No, it was all set up.
Was this whole thing just market manipulation, or was it a very strong coincidence and super good timing? So just
MAGA, please listen to this. I used to be MAGA, Guys, the crypto liquidation was fucking bad. Like, I know people who lost everything. Like, I was reading on this guy on Twitter, he had $3 million USD, right? 3 million USD for the past 3 years. He grinded every single day for those 3 years. He said he sacrificed relationships, family, everything for that $3 million, all to be wiped out in fucking 5 minutes 2 days ago on the biggest crypto liquidation event in the entire fucking world, basically, guys. Like, think of it like this. COVID-19 was bad. Like, everyone knows how bad that was. That was a global epidemic, and that nuked or liquidated the crypto markets by $2 billion. And guess how much this most recent one did? It did 20 billion, so almost 10x. Fucking, I can't even put in the fingers. 10x the size of the liquidation.
So 10 times the size of the damage of what COVID caused Bitcoin. That's what happened Friday. So it was completely man-made, and the man that made it was the Edomites, the so-called white man at the top. How many Edomites do you think had money in crypto? Not to mention, of course, you got Jake and all these other nations, but how many Edomites that are on the lower level do you think had money in this? A lot. And they completely fucked their own people to take everything for themselves. This is Esau's story. He who is evil to himself, how can he be good to another?
Guys, if you survived a couple days ago, congratulations. You guys survived the biggest liquidation event in history, and every fucking altcoin fell off a fucking cliff. But personally, for me, guys, I really think this is really the final dip before we get one major blow off top in Q4 of this year. So, guys,
this is that insanity where they think they have one more chance to make money. And yet prophecy says we are about to step into Jacob's trouble. This place has to go, you guys. The mindset of mankind on the earth. No one considers Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Nobody lives for him, and the very small group of people who Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai has revealed his name to and is true to are the hopeful elect prophets of GMS, the elders and apostles of GMS, everyone that's in that camp and everyone that follows that doctrine. Okay, that's it. Seriously, bro. Everybody else is on the planet out for themselves, operating in gross darkness, man.
Explain something to me.
I mean, where the fuck?
Baby.
Yeah.
So you know how yesterday I was telling you a little bit about like the crypto market crash and everything like that?
Yeah.
So I don't really know how to lay it out to you, but simply I lost 90% of what I have right now.
Fuck me.
I know.
You literally fucking knew we're about to come to our fucking New York apartment. Like, why would you do that?
I didn't mean to.
What do you mean you didn't mean to? Wow, bro, I can't. I'm going back to fucking Miami. I'm done doing this crypto shit with you. Like, seriously.
What do you mean?
I'm going back to Miami. Like, we're not moving to New York at all.
Are you serious?
Not only farmers should be discussed.
I lost $87,000 today. I'm down $113,000 this month and $117,000 this week.
So this guy's talking about six figures like it's fucking, like it's a couple $100 with his Justin Bieber looking ass. Okay, and the Edomites on the top because they manipulated the market and they made billions, hundreds of millions, and tens of millions, and positioned themselves to make even more billions. They sacrifice guys like this. At the same time, while they're getting on television telling guys like this, they need to cleanse America from the northern and southern kingdom, the so-called Latinos and the so-called blacks. Because we're thugs. They got to make America white again. They got to make America great again. And the migrants are in the way of everything. Yet, you see what Esau is doing to his own fucking people. So-called blacks and Native Americans and Latinos don't even have the ability to do this to white people. As much as we may get on their nerves, and I'm not saying that the 2/3 don't do stupid shit, because we do dumb shit. We cannot affect the pockets of so-called white America. We can't affect the housing rates. We can't affect how they invest and what type of percentages they get when they do get loans. We don't have that kind of power. We can't affect their food supply chain or their water supply chain. We can't do anything. We don't determine whether they go to war or not. You see how, and yet none of these Edomites look or talk about their own people like that. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They just, when they get screwed by their own people in the system, it's weird how it's like they don't have an ability to point out their own the way they should be pointing out. They just, oh, well, we'll just try again. Listen to this guy.
Tomorrow's FOMC. I'm not trading. Thursday, I might trade. I might not. I might take this entire week off. Hasn't been the best week. And this is honest, like, bro, coming into this week, I was green on the month. I had a losing week last week. But wait, did I? Yeah, I had a losing week last week.
No care in the fucking world, you guys. And this is also their heaven. This is the result. We are looking at the end last results of Esau's heaven on earth. And these are low level. This is Joe Sixpack Edomite, dude. I mean, he's better off than most, but he's not even considered wealthy. He's just some random dude that he's in a position where he can play around with six figures on the internet. That's fucking insane. And he's still nothing compared to the high ranking ones, man.
This week looks horrific as well. But man, I low-key think I should just take off the rest of this week.
Listen to this guy, bro. He's on, just with his effeminate ass. This is fucking crazy. I'll get back to it. He has no clue what's about to hit the earth, too. This is what's fucking crazy. This is the base man. This is supposedly the peak of humanity right here. This male right here. This man right here. He's supposed to be the most brilliant. Without this race of people on the earth, the rest of us don't know how to live. Without them, you guys. This is fucking crazy.
Because I'm not trading tomorrow. I mean, Thursday and Friday will probably have good motion, but tomorrow I'm going to have to do some, and today I'm going to have to do some reflecting, some journaling, for show. I lost
this fucking effeminate Justin Bieber looking ass. That's crazy.
We're going to crash the economy. You need to be ready to buy.
and buy and buy and buy. And then we're going to drop the tariffs, and you're going to watch the value of those stocks that cratered shoot up.
Now, I think what he's doing is he's telling you, he's giving you a glimpse at what they were talking about behind the scenes. That's what I think this guy's doing.
And you're going to make millions and billions of dollars. It's a smash and grab for the oligarchy, right? They played with everybody's...
And that's what it is. It's Esau stealing. The so-called white man is literally the biggest thug and the biggest thief on the planet Earth. But it'll have you convinced the so-called black man and the so-called brown man, the Latino man, are the biggest thieves on the earth when it's him.
Livelihoods, and we don't even know if we're going to come back all the way. They played with everybody's fucking livelihoods so that they could make more money. The criminals is a smash and grab. You want to talk about criminals? This was a smash and grab. They told all their buddies, we're going to crash the economy. You need to be ready to buy and buy and buy and buy. And then we're going to drop the tariffs, and you're going to watch the value of those stocks that cratered shoot up. And you're going to make millions and billions of dollars. It's a smash and grab for the oligarchy, right?
Let's get some precepts, man. Got to get some precepts. He who is evil to himself. This isn't going to be in Ecclesiasticus. Okay, it's just talking about Esau. He that is evil to himself is talking about his own body, his own house. Those who are underneath his rulership, those who are underneath his direction. Talking about his offspring. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Also, we're seeing people that can go onto the data and show you that somebody just literally opened up account. They opened up an account, and within 2 hours, they made $200 million. How the fuck do you do that, bro? Come on, bro. People don't make that in a lifetime. And a group of people or a guy who knew what to do made that in 2 fucking hours. Okay? So what's happening? We're being shown who this race of people is. I have made Esau bare. And this is how you interpret it. I have made Esau bare, right? But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. This is why we are able to see this right now. But we have to line it up with the prophecies and get the correct interpretation of it. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. All right, another one. I will lift up thy skirt. I will lift up thy skirt, because we have to see this person for what they are. I will lift up your skirt. Nahum 3:5. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. What does that mean? If I lift up your skirt, people can see your nakedness. It's talking about people can see your sin. They can see how you move in a transgressional way on the earth. That you're not this innocent man that you claim to be in front of everybody. You're not this righteous person as you oppress the Hebrew Israelites, calling them thugs, calling them migrants, calling them gang members that need to be the immigrants that need to be cleansed from America, while here you are stealing from your own people. And I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And see all the other rulerships. You see, Moab and even though Russia is also Edomites, but they're not a part of the beast system. They're all watching these guys do this shit, you guys. They all study this shit. They take notes. All the other nations, they watch how the rulership in America fucks over its own people. They watch this shit, bro. They see it. Okay. It shall enter into the house of the thief, the curse. This is the curse. Talking about the chariots. This is the curse. This is the curse. Look at this. That shall enter. That shall enter into the house of the thief, into the house. And the thief is talking about the house of the thief. It's talking about Esau, you guys. It's not about the so-called white man. right? I will bring it forth. Hold on. Let's go back one. I might have to start from the beginning. So this is Zechariah 5. Check this out. Again, you have to understand the interpretation of this. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Okay, this is code for a UFO. And he said unto me, what seest thou? What is this? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. A cubit is a foot and a half. A foot and a half. So if it's 20 cubits, it would be 30 feet long by, if it's 10 cubits, by 15 feet long. So it was kind of like a stubby rectangle. If you guys can imagine it. A 30 by 15 foot, almost like a long square. Okay, and remember, chariots they can shapeshift. They can change their shape. They can take on any shape they want. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. What's the sweareth? I swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. When they put their hand in the Bible, they're the only group of people that do that kind of weird shit. I swear to God, in God we trust. All this blasphemous appearance of trying to appear holy and good when they're not. Okay? I shall bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. So now we are narrowing it down. Whenever you see the word house, that's talking about a family or a race of people, you guys. This is not a bunch of random thieves. This is the house of the thief, which then can be linked with Malachi 1 through 3 and 4, the border of wickedness. You want to see something? Let's hold on. Let me read this. Verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. There's only one race of people on the earth that has done this. In God we trust. Renaming Yahweh Jehovah, renaming Yahweh Shai Jesus. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? This is specifically identifying a group of people, because the Moabites don't do that. The Chinese, the Arabians don't do that. None of the Ishmaelites, they don't do it. The Hamites don't do this. This is talking about Esau. And it shall remain in the midst of the house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. This is going into your laser beam fire and the thermonuclear fire when the missiles hits. Okay, you got to understand that. Let's do this. Skull and crossbones. Skull and bones. Let me see. Skull and bones images. So what do you see, you guys? You see that's the symbol of a pirate. What do pirates do? They steal. Skull and bones. Let me see if I can pull this up. Founded in 1832. What were we doing in 1832? We were in captivity. We were physically in slavery to the same people. We were in slavery to this people while this people was establishing supernatural left-handed gangs to plunder the earth. That's what the skull. Let's get it. A pirate. See? Do you see the pirate flag? And how do pirates, how do they move? They move on the seas, right? Don't they move on the ocean? Isn't there a law, or isn't there a set of laws called maritime law that they wrote up? It means something to them. I don't know what it means, right? Maritime, let's get it. What is maritime law? What is maritime law, or admiralty law, is the body of law that governs maritime commerce, navigation, and activities on navigable waters. It includes regulations for shipping, the rights and responsibilities of seamen, and claims related to injuries, cargo damage, and marine pollution. The law also deals with matters like marine insurance, salvage, towage, and piracy. What's piracy? Let's look that up. What is piracy? What is piracy? Piracy, the practice of attacking and robbing ships at fucking sea. Do you see all this connecting shit, bro? Do you guys see it? They are the thief, you guys. And so when they do this skull and crossbones, I think only like 800 Edomite men at one time can be in it. It's a fraternity. These are the Edomites. This is the thief. This is the house of the thief. You have to see it. Skull and bones. They are pirates. They steal. What's another precept? The snake or the dragon. Is it the dragon in the sea? The dragon in the sea that he's got to save us from? Leviathan. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Look, you guys. In that day, says Yahweh, with his sore and great and strong sword he shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. It's talking about Esau, you guys. But it's coded. You have to be given the spirit of revelation, knowledge, and wisdom to open these up and realize it's specifically talking about who else is doing what this fucker's doing. Who else is doing what he's doing? Look. Who else?
We're going to crash the economy. You need to be ready to buy and buy and buy and buy. And then we're going to drop the tariffs.
And the way they're doing this, it's a form of theft because they manipulated the market in order for them to be able to buy. They literally took the wealth because of the way their systems work. They took the wealth out of one person's hand and transitioned it into their own.
And you're going to watch the value of those stocks that cratered shoot up. And you're going to make millions and billions of dollars. It's a smash and grab for the oligarchy, right?
And remember, they are pirates. And okay, verse 1, I'm going to take a photo of this, okay? So let me go back now. You got to say, in that day, Yahweh with his sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. In that day, sing ye unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, the Lord, do keep it. I will water it every moment, lest any hurt it. I will keep it night and day. Fury is not in me. Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle? I will go through them. I will burn them together. So look at this, verse 1, right? So go back. Piracy. Maritime law goes into piracy. Their symbol is a pirate. These are a bunch of Edomites. They are in rulership right now. Are they not called the wicked? Yes, they are. Let's get it. The wicked. The wicked. Let me see. The wicked are not in trouble. That's Psalms, I believe, 70. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. This is a prophecy talking about Esau. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart can wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. This makes sense because part of their wealth, part of their prosperity comes through oppression, through slavery, through debt oppression, through usury oppression. So in their genetic structure, they would have to be missing the components of righteousness, compassion on the poor and on men, because if they had that element in them, they wouldn't be able to operate at the level they operate in. This is why they are the wicked. They are created to function this way. His soul that is lifted up is not upright within him. Let's get it. Let's get it. Look at all these precepts, man. His soul, this is Nahum, I believe. His soul is not upright. Upright. Or Habakkuk, Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. So that shows you there's a division right here of two different houses, of two different races of people. One is not upright or crooked, and then one is the just living by faith. Those are the sons of God. You see, the sons of God live by faith, and the wicked are crooked. So you can see who this man is by ye shall know them. What did Yahweh say? Ye shall know them. Look, man, you shall know them. You shall know them by their fruits, because men are likened unto trees. And Esau produces nothing but wicked fruit. So he's a wicked tree. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. Okay? Talking about trees. For everyone that asketh receiveth, and he that seeketh findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Or what man is there of you whom if his son ask bread, will he give him a stone? Or if he ask a fish, will he give him serpent? If ye then being evil know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father which is in heaven give good things to them that ask him? Therefore all these things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even unto them. For this is the law and the prophets. Enter ye in at the trail, because wait, where did I go? Hold on. I passed it, Salakia. Boom, 20. Way down here. Okay, there it is. All right, here we go. Ye shall know them by... Okay, hold up. Beware of false prophets. Verse 15. Which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns? No, you get a grape from a vine. Or figs from thistles? No, you get figs from fig trees. He's showing you something. He's showing you, just like in the vegetation kingdom, the seeds that produce specific plants, the genetic makeup, the DNA in those seeds cause those plants to produce a specific fruit. Well, do not races of men come from seeds of men? Yes. So the DNA structure is in the sperm or the seed of that man, and whatever nation that man is born into, that's the kind of fruit he's going to produce. This bullshit that we're all the same, that we're all equal, that's a lie. That we're not the same. We're created differently on purpose by the Most High. That confusion, that doctrine comes from America. It comes from Babylon. It comes from Esau, because Esau's trying to hide himself, so he has to spread the doctrine that everybody is the same, that there's good and bad in everyone. That's not what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that Esau is the wicked. It doesn't say that everybody is the wicked. It says he's the fucking wicked. Verse 16, ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes? So, and a grape is not a fig, and a fig is not a grape, and both grapes and figs come from different types of plants. They don't come from thorns or thistles. Grapes come from vines, and figs come from trees. You got to understand, there's a reason why Yahushua is saying this. Even so, just like grapes come from vines, and just like figs come from trees, it's the same with races of people. They all were created to produce specific types of fruit. Even so, verse 17, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit. Well, who's the good tree? But a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Now, do you see? Now there's a corrupt tree. That's the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the good tree, that's the tree of good of life. Can you guys see it? Verse 18, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. It's impossible, you guys. 19. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Verse 20. Wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. And we are learning how to know Esau.
The biggest sell-off in crypto history happened this weekend. Billions of dollars wiped.
And you're seeing these Edomites that are speaking about it because they've been done evil by their own race of people. Because no other race of people can take credit for what just happened this Friday. You have to see it this way, you guys. China didn't do this. Africa didn't do this. No Latino, no so-called black, no Native American in America did this. Okay?
The biggest sell.
The so-called white man with Amalek at the top, because Amalek is the head tribe of Edom. The Edomites did this, and the Edomites who are on the bottom, who are above all the other groups of people, they're suffering too, because their own nation of people, their own house, the house of the thief, the pirates, the skull and crossbones, they tell you what the fuck they're about. They stole from their own people as they're going around the earth accusing the Israelites of being the problem on the earth. You got to see all of this the way it is, you guys.
In crypto history happened this weekend. Billions of dollars wiped off the market, people losing huge amounts of money.
Well, it wasn't wiped off. It was transferred into the upper. It was transferred into Lucifer's hands. Who's Lucifer, you guys? The light bearer, the top 1% rulership, the human element of the left-hand side. Amalek and the upper echelons of the other Edomite tribes who are in cahoots, right? Who are in the background, who are in rulership, right? The top of the pyramid, the eye, that group of Edomites, that group of white people did this.
Depending on how much they invested in crypto. It could be even worse than we know because a lot of the platforms haven't put their numbers out yet. What triggered it was Donald Trump announcing that he is
What nationality is Donald Trump? You gotta deal with this, you guys. Y'all gotta deal with it for what it is, man. This specific race of people and everything they do affects the fucking planet, man. Not a street corner, not a neighborhood, not a state. They affect the fucking globe, man.
To double tariffs on Chinese imports. That made some investors worry that their money wasn't safe, so they took it out. Prices started falling, but the way the market works is that various funds that were betting on crypto to rise suddenly started closing their positions and selling off. So it made the sell-off much more dramatic than anything we've seen before. Where it goes from here is anyone's guess, but if there are more things to make more people nervous about the price of crypto and the price falls again, then there will be these very sudden, sharp movements that you get in crypto you don't necessarily get in the stock market, for example, because it's not as leveraged, as it were. The biggest...
So I recently learned...
Okay, let's get out of there. Let's go back. All right, so let me see, what did I... No, I want to get that, I want to get that back to that wicked images. So look, man, you got to see this. This really is something with these guys. See, the hypocrisy, and he is the hypocrite. Okay, they have gangs, you guys. This is a gang. This is a very rich and powerful gang, and a member of a race of people who are the biggest gang on the planet Earth. And then they go in and teach their doctrines. Right? This is what they do. Let's pull this. Hold on. Let me just I want to get a couple more photos of this. Look, Skull and Bones. This is dude. So whenever you see Jake in prison, squatting down, you know, with their fists or whatever, throwing up gang signs, we learned everything we learned being under this man's fucking rulership, bro. And then we put our own fucking spin on it. Secret societies, These are look, man. This is them on the left-hand side, and they're telling you what's the skull and crossbones mean. It's a symbol for pirates, which is what back in the days before there was vehicles, before there was airplanes, you had to move in a ship. Well, back in that time, you used to do remember, how they talk about carjacking? Well, what the fuck do you think carjacking actually is from a ship perspective? It's when a pirate would jump on another fucking boat and take over the fucking boat. That's the first carjacking. Who do you think was doing that shit? What are you looking at? These niggas right here. They're the first to do carjackings, you guys. Come on, man. That's their number one sorority right there. What do you see? You see a bunch of Edomite men. Okay? It's Harvard. It's Harvard University. They got bones and shit in there. So anyways, you're seeing it. Skull and bones. The skull and bones, right? Skull and bones. It means piracy. Pirates unlocking the mysteries of inner circles and cults through the ages. This is who these motherfuckers are, you guys. This is what they do. This is how they fucking get down. What do you see? Look at that's a real skull. I think from what someone told me, if you guys can double check, I think that skull is Geronimo's head. That's a Northern Kingdom skull of a Hebrew Israelite. That's right there it's supposed to be Geronimo's skull, I believe. Let me see how true. Let me see. No, there is no definite. So look, I asked it. Is Geronimo's skull and crossbones? No, there is no definitive evidence that Geronimo's skull is in the possession of the Skull and Bones Society at Yale University. Though, in 1918, letters suggest some members believed they had stolen it. The claim is part of a long-standing conspiracy theory that has been disputed for years and was dismissed. But why do you think they got? I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why I think they did this. Listen, remember Elijah when the boy fell into the tomb of Elijah and he touched the prophet's bones and came back to life? Watch. Let me see. The boy comes back to life. Touching the bones. Let me see. Boom! All right, there it is. Okay, and it came to pass, it's 2 Kings 13:21. And it came to pass as they were burying the man, that behold, they spied a band of men, and they cast the man into the sepulchre of Elisha. And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha, he revived and stood up on his feet. Nigga came back to fucking life, touching Elisha's bones, you guys. But Hazazel, king of Assyria, oppressed Israel all of the days of Jehoiakim. So I was wondering when I heard about that story about these motherfuckers that because supposedly they had Geronimo, and you got to remember too, they understood when at this level, these guys, these are the groups, these are the levels of Edomites that know that we're the Israelites. Okay, these secret society dudes, they know who we are. They have that hidden information. And these are the ones that they do all kind of fucking gay shit with each other, and they fucking, they do the human sacrifice, and they're present during the Feast of Blood and all that. These are like these are still your low level, but they're very, I think, at one time, it's only 800 of these guys are on the earth. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, so look at this. So this is CBS. So Skull and Bones, and opposite as George Bush and John Kerry may seem to be, they do share a common secret, and they've shared for decades one they will not share with the electrolyte or whatever. The secret details of their membership in Skull and Bones, the elite Yale University Society, whose members include some of the most powerful men of the 20th century. And they're all Edomites, every single one of them. Bonesmen, as they are called, are forbidden to reveal what goes on in their inner sanctum. Of course, the windowless building on the Yale campus that is called the Tomb. Let me go back though. So let me see. But I think there's only like, so the society is open to only 15 students from the senior or graduating class of Yale each year. And it is believed that there are, let me see. God damn it, I don't want to fucking Slovakia. Fuck, never mind. It's taken. Anyways, yeah, but there's like only a handful of these guys allowed to be operating on the earth at any given time. So you see it. You see what the scriptures say. You see what they're doing in the earth, okay? And you see what the Most High has said about them, what he's going to do to them. But these are all, let me see, like, that's the stop. Let me see. This guy, look at this guy. Dude, he killed himself this weekend because he lost $30 million.
This is fucking terrible. Due to the massive crash in crypto yesterday, this young man, he ended it in his car. While I don't believe that these numbers are accurate, there was a lot of other people that did the same thing yesterday, and it just makes me think, like, what is going on here? Yesterday's crash was very massive, and it really, honestly, it was tragic. A lot of people lost money, including myself. Ending it, I don't think is ever the option. I think that if you're in times of trouble...
Crypto just had its 1987 moment, and I got fucking smoked. My vault was entirely liquidated. I was running a long-short strategy that was working perfectly until it wasn't. I want to scream, but there's no crying in the casino. Let me explain what happened. The worst part is that I also lost other people's money.
As a black...
So I was right.
I'm going to end it with this guy.
Right. So a few months ago, I was like signaling how it's a little suspicious that there's so many stock buybacks, so many rich people selling stocks off, and then gold being at like an all-time high in terms of price. Not only that, but the cryptocurrency being at all-time highs. And then a few months later, like, it went down, and then there were people in my comment section being like, yeah, you were wrong. Like, no, that's not happening. And now look at where we're at. It's worse than we were a few months ago. So, yeah, we are in for some very, 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 very hard times. We are looking at levels of economic collapse that we haven't seen since 2008. So, buckle up, people.
It's going to be worse. 2 Ezra 16 and 15, or 15 and 16, and Jeremiah chapter 30. Okay. I pray that this lesson was edifying, man. I'm going to title this lesson, Insider Trading is White on White Crime at its best. So I pray that this lesson was edifying. I will give all praise and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakagodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hope of the elect, 144,000 chosen, bidding the elect to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Wadah. Shalom.